on how events have transpired over the past few days, also focusing on what we face with which eyewitness accounts claim Israelis carried out this type of that are being carried out.
Excuse me, I lost the voice. I cannot hear you.
Excuse me, please repeat that.
Yeah. Can you repeat the question? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, give us your perspective on how events have transpired over the past few days.
Yeah, I mean, what is happening in the past few days since 7th of October 2023 is that the Israeli state has been shocked by the success of the Palestinian Islamic resistance and the war of the liberation of Palestine. Now it has entered a new dimension. And the answer that the Israeli regime is giving to the Palestinians is that they're trying to conduct a mass genocide. The Israeli regime is trying, I mean, they are doing what Benjamin Netanyahu declared openly, when he declared that we're going to turn Gaza into a rubble. So, I mean, being unable to fight with the Palestinian Islamic resistance and to confront militarily Hamas, Israel has resorted to mass killing the civilians, and the desire for the rulers of the fascist state of Israel is to expel the Palestinians towards Egypt or Jordan. The declarations of Israel's Minister of Defense, Yoav Gallant, when he declared that we are imposing a complete siege on Gaza, no electricity, no food, no water, no fuel, everything is closed, we're fighting human animals and will act accordingly, shows the hatred that the Israeli regime has for its Muslim and Arab population. I mean, they do not consider Palestinians human beings, and they have decided simply to slaughter them. I mean, Gaza has turned into a massive slaughtering machine where the crazy rulers of Tel Aviv, they are simply butchering humans. And it is a great shame for humanity, for the European civilization, for the Americans, that they are allowing such butchery to go on. I mean, this is a genocide which is being televised. It is worse from what we have seen during the wars of Yugoslavia. I mean, it is something unprecedented. Even Nazi Germany didn't commit such crimes against innocent civilians as Israel is committing against Muslims of Palestine.
Let's talk about the support. You mentioned the support that the Western countries, like the United States, the UK, they're giving to the Israelis during as they're carrying out the war crimes and the indiscriminate shelling and aerial attacks of the Palestinians in Gaza. But this West support for the Israeli onslaught against Palestinians, in a way itself, is in defiance of international law, isn't it?
It is in defiance of international law and every kind of laws that human beings have ever created. It is such a shame that the British and the American governments, who lecture to the world about China, about Uyghurs, about human rights, who want to mobilize the Muslims for many issues, what they're doing to themselves. I mean, the Muslim world will never forgive and forget the Anglo-Americans about what they're doing. This is a butchery. But, you know, unfortunately, what is happening today in Gaza didn't start today. It started in 1917, when our grandfathers, the Ottomans, fought with the British to defend Palestine. And it is since 1917, when the British defeated the Ottomans, when they and the French colonized all the Ottoman lands, starting from Kosovo up to Algeria, who are committing such butchery. I mean, they are massacring these poor Palestinians, and this is only because of their crazy dream for creating the so-called biblical Israel and their fundamentalist and extremist ideology, which believes that they have to defeat Islam, to destroy Muslims, in order to make these fake Israeli Jews into a people with a country that will dominate over the rest of Islam. But they're failing terribly. The Americans and the British, for the sake of Israel, since the collapse of the Soviet Union, they have destroyed many countries in the Middle East. They started with Iraq, then they went to Afghanistan, they went to Syria, they went to Tunisia, they went to Egypt, they went to Libya, they went to Yemen, and they bombed and destroyed, and they have killed almost 4 million Muslims. And why they did this? For the supremacy of Israel. But what happened on 7th of October showed that the human race can resist and can triumph over Nazism. The wonderful military victory of Hamas over the Israeli war machine showed to the West, showed to the British and to the Americans that even though you have invested on creating this Jewish colony since 1917, there is a human will that can defeat Nazism. And what the Palestinians are showing to the world is that even though they're being bombed, even though they're being massacred, even though Israel is wiping cities, is bombing hospitals, is killing women and children, is massacring human beings in front of the camera, they cannot defeat the human will for freedom. The Palestinians, the brave people of Palestine, are showing to the rest of humanity that they are standing up against Israeli fascism. I mean, look, in the West, people are revolting. US government and the European Union, they have ordered the Facebook, the Twitter, and many social portals and medias to censor the free speech of humanity. But look, from Jakarta to Kuala Lumpur, where I am, to Istanbul, to New York, people are revolting. There is a mass revolution going on in our planet, which is denouncing Israeli fascism. Americans and the British who support this Israeli genocide against Palestinian Muslims, they are miscalculating. They are miscalculating humanity. They do not know that humanity has historically prevailed over Nazism and fascism. Humanity is going to prevail even against this Israeli regime. And Anglo-Americans who support the colonial state of Israel, they should know that there is no future for this fascist Israel in the Middle East. Israel has to become a democracy. Its criminal leaders should face justice. There is no other way. They cannot rule over Muslims and Arabs by terror like they are doing now.
Thanks a lot, sir. Historian and social activist Alsi Jazeshi joining us from Kuala Lumpur.